What's going on, everybody? This is DYDxJnovshoe here again, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to take apart your controller. Now, also in that, as you can see over here, I have a lot of rumble vibrator pack things here. Every single controller I ever get, the first thing I do is I take those out. For some reason, I don't know why, but I feel like this controller is weighted way too heavy in the back. So I took that out, and it doesn't seem like it would be much, because all you get is, you get one small one on one side, you have a big one on the other side. They don't seem like much, but with the controller, I mean, you could definitely tell. So once you guys get there, you guys can see for yourself. So, I guess first thing we'll go over is tools. First thing you're gonna need is a T8 Torx bit driver. Picked this up from Ace Hardware for like $6. It was the fancy one. They have them for like $1. Another thing, if you guys want to, mine's already off, but right here there's usually like a serial number and everything. You can peel that off with an X-Acto knife or screwdriver, whatever you want. I won't be using this in the video, but if you ever needed to. Also, you are going to need a pretty small Phillips driver and also a Flathead. You may not need to use a Flathead. You could use a Phillips if you wanted to, and we'll get to that. So, put all the tools off to the side for now. Take the battery out. First step. Next step is you are going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 screws. The first one I like to take out is the center one, which will be underneath that serial number. If you guys still have that, you can peel it off, or if not, I kind of like to feel like a ninja, and what I do is I kind of just poke through this and you'll feel it, and then you can sit there and you just untwist it through here. Usually, it looks like it stays intact. If you don't really, care, kind of like how I do, I really don't really care what it looks like underneath there. I'm not looking at that. So you take your screws out, have some sort of tin, maybe, put extra parts or the screws in if you want to. After that, it's kind of, just start unscrewing all of them. So after you have all of these taken out, you just, do 2 at a time. Flip it upside down, tap it out. Oh yeah, also, it has to be the T8 Torx. You won't be able to see it in here, but there's a pinhole in the middle of here, because the screws, I'll take a nice picture for you guys. I'll post them all at the end of the video. The screws have kind of like a, I don't know what you'd even want to call that, a rise or a extra piece of metal sticking out through the middle. Don't know exactly what that's for. I don't think it's ever been like a crime where people are going around stealing controllers or stuff out of the controllers, but I don't know. Maybe Microsoft feels that, oh, they break the, why can't this one come out? Maybe if they feel like, oh yeah, if they break the controller, they're going to buy a new one, they won't fix it themselves. And if they try, it's going to be hard. So we'll make them use this stupid thing. Come on. And this is not my plain controller. It was blacked out all the buttons. I used, for the D-pad, back button, start button. Or no, sorry, the D-pad and the Xbox button, I think, are the only ones I did on this one. But then I also had, A, B, X, Y buttons. Also blacked out, used a car smoke paint. So, anyways, now that that is all, you have every single screw undone, you'll feel it's a little loose. First thing you want to do is you want to hold it upside down the entire time, because if you don't, everything's going to fall out. You'll be a little upset. So you kind of want to hold it firmly right here on the back and pull this up. Just like that. And if you pull it off like this, it kind of comes right out of the buttons. Take that, set it off to the side for now. Now, like I said, first thing I do with every single controller I ever get, take the rumble packs out. All they do is they pull out. First time you take them out, it might be a little, a little bit hard to pull out, so just wiggle it nice and slowly, and they come out just like that. And they go to my collection. Now, next step. Take out the board here. There is a few things holding the board in. One is right here. You've got one here, these two, and this one. Basically what that does is that kind of secures the board in there a little bit. So, no really I guess, good way of taking this out. You just kind of want to wiggle it back and forth a little bit here. And obviously you can just pull it out pretty hard and it'll pop right out, but just for safety purposes and you know, I don't want to break anything, I'm going to wiggle it out slowly. This pops right off. Oops. I must have been pulling on the analog stick when I did that. We'll pretend I didn't do that. So, this is what it looks like. Okay, never mind, that's the one that falls off. I must have... Anyways, so I guess you can take these off if you really want to. Now we will get to these next, but like I said, you want to keep this upside down. First thing you take off is, come on, this. Also, I wanted the sync button to be black, so I, you know, broke one off. You can super glue it back in, or you can do what I do. I'll show you guys a little trick. It's kind of, you know, the faster way if you're impatient like I am. This just pops right off. Now, you just want to take these, set those aside. This one has like a little thing here that it kind of clips onto. Now, what you want to do is you kind of want to put your hand over everything like this. And as you see, the buttons are starting to sink through. So you just kind of, you know, just let them fall out. Set them all down. And then you also have this in here. So, now that you have this, all you're left is with the D-pad. This is where your Phillips comes in. There are 2 Phillips screws in here. So what you want to do is you just want to undo those really quickly. Put that down, or if you don't have a flathead, you can use that as well for this part. Can't see, but there are 2 clips in here. All you have to do is push them inwards and down at the same time, and it'll pop this right out. Here's the clips, and then here's the 2 screw holes. So now your controller is ready to be painted or cleaned, whatever you guys, you know, want to do. I try to clean mine pretty frequently. Once you take it apart, you'll notice in here there's gonna be a little bit of gunk in here, and then also along the entire ridge in here sometimes there's a little bit of buildup of, you know, whatever, hand sweat, disgustingness. One thing you can use to clean that out, I like to use a toothpick. It may sound weird, but you can use a toothpick, or you can use a toothpick and a piece of Kleenex, or, you know, whatever you want to. But it gets in those hard to reach places. You can also do this while the controller is still together, actually. But, you know, you just kind of run it. It doesn't look like anything, and then all of a sudden you start running this along the line. And it's just, you know, kind of disgusting. I'm not going to do it for the whole controller. This isn't my main pulling controller. This is the one that we use for our second Xbox dedicated to Netflix. So, now that's apart, we'll put this to the side. Controllers, or the right trigger, left trigger. To take these apart, easiest thing to do for this is kind of just pull on it. Oops. You just pull on this white part to the side, and you push this toggle the other way, like that. And now there are 2 things here that you just put your fingers in and you pull them apart. Or not, come on. There we go. Just use my fingers, I guess. Flathead doesn't work too well. So then it pops out, and you got to be careful because it is compressed with a spring. So the first thing you want to do is, you know, hold on to that spring a little bit. Take the spring, set it out. Take this, and just wiggle it off to the side. And eventually the whole thing comes out, just like that. And now you repeat for the other side. I'm not going to show you because I want to try to keep this video a little shorter than some of my other videos I've done. So after that, I mean, you can replace these with other ones that you have, like I did with the black ones, because everything was, you know, the ugly gray color. I was kind of getting bored with it. Not like anybody ever looks at the controller, but it's just kind of fun, kind of personalize your own stuff.